Gear, with a hefty amount of DPS. Yoshi actually has the most on the side of SK, but nonetheless, what we've seen today more and more, time and time again, is Navi playing out the objective. Despite the statistics in front of us, it was them that really focused on that. Just getting those goals scored and just eradicating all of the DPS on the side of SK, which, let's be honest, is more than the highest scoring person on the side of Navi being Cube. A great round for SK for all intents and purposes, but not when it came to the scoreline.
Yeah, I could not agree more. I mean, it's crazy. The highest DPS on Navi is lower than the lowest DPS from SK, and that's not even counting the fact that the Willow had below 100 DPS, which is incredibly low. So, a tough set for SK to lose because they were winning their lanes all right, or at least getting damage. But Navi was able to most often heal it up, brush it off, and go in, and their pushes were rewarded with a goal usually, which was quite the big difference here. But Kaboom Canyon and Heist is going to be different. Getting some pokes and kills here and there is going to be very useful in keeping control of the mid, and really it's only from the mid that you'll be able to get damage on save.
Such a great map, isn't it? So many options here. Depends on what the bands are, of course, but I'm looking for Crows, Pennies. Lola's a great hero as well. Penny Band, Amber Band, B, Max, Crow, and Eve. All of which I like, I'll be honest. And Colette could be the first to show its face for SK. It's a very strong starting brawler. Able to stay within the mid whilst getting damage. Goes a long, long way. Coming in shortly, though, will be the response, and that'll be for Navi. Just to mention as well that Jetson is coming back in for Guille. So he will be present for this one. And hopefully for SK's sake, it's not the last. First brawler coming in for Navi. Sometimes some safer ideas, but I think the Crow is going to be a must here for me. Bonnie taking it away almost from the hands of SK, because surely they would have followed up with that. They valued the Colette a bit more, but it's definitely a solid one to have, and a big, big pick for EMEA. Very, very common, both the pick rates and the win rates. Will it be a Crow? Will it be something like a Meg, because it is available? I don't think Meg has a place here, but then again, I'm constantly surprised today. Pretty much more often than not, when Meg is not banned, it's picked, but so far, not going to happen. The only game where that was the case was Knockout. Pretty much every other instance, if it's not banned, has been picked. Otis for Navi is a bit of a tankier defensive measure, and now the ball back over to SK.
Yeah, I maybe still like a Brock for the wall break and the damage on safe, but it's not the easiest one to play out. I mean, you get jumped on by the Bonnie, you're pretty much done. And if you're up close against anyone, you'll be losing those matchups too. Carl is an option. We saw it earlier today on Kaboom Canyon as well, and they will go for the Brock.
Nice.
I kind of like the comp from SK Gaming, but I don't know if I like it because it's just comfy and familiar picks to this map, or because it's actually meta, if that makes any sense.
I like it. I do like it. I kind of wonder whether Navi might try something a bit daring, like an 8-bit across the river or something. But yeah, yeah, daring is definitely where their minds were at. But I'll be honest, I think this is actually one of the weakest maps for Buzz. If I'm honest, I think that Safe Zone makes a lot of sense to me. Hot Potato even makes a lot of sense to me. But here it's definitely going to be more vulnerable, and with so much range at the disposal of SK. Carl with the flying hook to go over the lake can really cause a lot of damage, as you mentioned already. The Brock with the Incendiary, the Colette for controlling the mid. I'm much favoring more towards SK Gaming here in terms of their draft, but this is where, for me, Navi are a little bit of an outsider, because they've had some crazier, wackier ideas today, but more often than not, they have come out on top with them. So it's a tough one to call so soon, so early on, but it's Angel Boy on the bus, and that is always, always, always a bad day for someone.
Yeah, I could not agree more. He is an absolute danger. He's probably just gonna go down here, but he's allowed to heal up a little bit and actually gets a kill onto Ikenos. Should be able to connect the rest of his ammunition onto the safe. That gives a nice early lead for Navi, but one that Jedin quickly wants to equalize and does so successfully. A missable from Angel Boy, that's a lot of value. It takes a while to reload that buzz super, and in the meantime he's pretty much just a sitting duck feeding supers. He does have his super back now. He's gonna use it onto Yashi. Cube is sneaking up onto that left side. And SK, they're committing 3 players to defend him off, but then they leave and let him be.
Still quite close in terms of the scoreline, just a 4% in it. It's Navi. Do you want to fend off this push coming in as Chaos joins the mix now? The mute available to MMA could be very important here. But HP too low to really contest the situation. Angel Boy's just waiting for a chance to go in. That was not it. Not even close, really. So we'll have to earn it back and stay in position. But SK already just kind of going a bit away from the radius. He would like to be able to earn it faster, and they're not giving it for free. Justin goes in with a flying hook as well. Protected pirouette. Just going to keep his survivability in check. We'll get just a little bit of damage. But in the meanwhile, on the other side of things, Navi have caused some damage. They got the lead.
Yeah, now Yashi in the mid is not in the best position. Needs to fall back and will do so successfully. Beautiful kill from Akios with the help of Jadon onto that buzz. The Colette super, it's gonna cause a pull as well. And Angel Boy is now suddenly in the middle of the action. Invincible as well for a second whilst he was fighting already in mid. And now only 3% are separating Navi from a match point. They still need, well, actually, they have the lead, but they'll extend the lead furthermore. And Yashi knows that even if he were to push forward and get some more hits on safe, that would not be even close to enough. Fairly close for the most part, definitely still winnable for SK. But I mean, Navi, they're on match point right now, and all eyes are on SK to do something, to find some sort of reaction. They pulled off a reverse sweep already earlier today. Now they got to do it all over again.
The might of the world up against SK now. I mean, we've seen reverse sweeps today. That's safe to say, isn't it? We've seen 2, almost 3. But would it be a third today? A solid third? That's the question. Now or never for SK. But for Navi, this is a huge moment for them, and they can feel it, they can sense it. They're this close now. They were breaking character just a little bit between the rounds. We saw the smiles coming back that we saw early in the quarterfinals. I think it's obvious as to why. A big jump in there from Cube does get a great deal of value, considering that Jetson had the protected pirouette in progress, and Angel Boy comes in with a big smash. But it is SK that come out on top and are able to now get themselves dug deep into the mid, and maybe a little bit of damage they can. Not going to be an opening there for Navi to allow, so have to go back to the drawing board, but pretty decent, all things considered.
She still low. Trying to get as much value as he can whilst not healing up. Interesting interaction on the left. Had been a minute since I've seen it, but basically Angel Boy pulls the Carl, and the Carl dashes away. But that doesn't get rid of the buzz that's leached onto you. And look at that damage on safe. Body blocking as well very nicely to keep Angel Boy alive for longer, dealing more damage. 54%, that's the lead that was picked up by Navi after that push, and with 2 supers available as well. One which is going to be missed by Angel Boy again. He's missed quite a couple, but the ones he's hit have absolutely made up for that.
Mime has got the muse as well, but SK have not been giving them many opportunities to use them, and have more than not been evading a lot of these supers, and that was a bit of a rough one there for Angel Boy. There's Chaos, gets some damage dealt. SK is still behind. 25 seconds left on the clock. Angel with a big stun, and that is going to be a big blow for SK. Justin comes in, but how much damage can he realistically get? Not enough is the answer. And SK going to repush. 15 seconds on the clock, Teddy.
This is a nightmare for SK Gaming. Navi, all they need to do is defend, but if SK over-aggress, they can just jump in with the body, and they'll do that. Right now, get the final bits of damage. Overkill, maybe. But it doesn't matter to Navi, because they are your EMEA champions for the monthly finals of April. Fantastic stuff from Navi. Their first ever monthly final win in the EMEA region. It has been 2 years since they've last won a monthly final. Maybe a little bit less, but still a very, very long time for a team that was pretty much uncontested in their previous region. It is a statement for them. Welcome to the new era of Navi.
A historic moment, no doubt about it. One that Navi will not be forgetting for many years to come, it is safe to say. I mean, what a just complete and utter chaotic day when it came to the scorelines, but that, for a grand finals, was one of the more convincing we've seen all day. And I think that says a lot as to how much Navi wanted this today. And when you look back at how their year has been as well, the amount of preparation that they clearly put in today, it showed full force. I mean, it was so apparent that they were just a notch up of everyone else, and they've earned it. Absolutely so. Great for them. Couldn't be happier for them. And it has been, let's be honest, a long time coming.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about. You know, it's been, what, 12, 11? I think, 10 or 11 monthly finals they've participated in the EMEA. Maybe even more. And it's the first one they finally win. They've always been there, you know?
Yeah.
But never quite been there. And this time around, they will claim victory again stats-wise. I mean, it looks better on the side of SK Gaming, but getting a kill is not the same as getting a high-impact kill. And getting kills with the right timings and the right positions and with your teams being able to really capitalize, you need kills that create opportunities. And Navi today have truly excelled at that, getting the kills that provide the most value so that you can capitalize, that you can complete the objective at hand. Angel Boy is going to be your MVP for today.
Think to sum it up, Teddy, always the bridesmaid, never the bride, really, for Navi, isn't it? But I think it was worthy MVP.
Someone.
I know. It was one of the best moments of the world, wasn't it? Really, really was. But I think it sums it up perfectly, really, for Navi, because they have just always been that little bit short. But today was not that day, and they really have proven themselves and everybody else. I mean, there was no doubt about it. Navi Nation was always, backing them. But regardless, what a day. F-Top, you were watching from the sidelines. Got to bring it back around to you, man. Like, how was that to watch?
I mean, it was kind of what I expected to see, man. I think Navi came out with a new fire underneath them, but the same, they're Navi, man. They're playing their game. They're feeling it. And like I said, coming into this finals, I was like, I think they're going to win, and I think they're going to win emphatically. And they did. So not surprised here whatsoever. I am surprised that we're here in the finals watching Navi versus SK. But after the table was set, I got to admit, Navi, they're just playing something different, man. There's something in the air right now for 2023 that has Navi on it. You mentioned that they haven't won a monthly final in how long? A couple of years?
So they had
over a year, yeah.
Yeah. For EMEA, they've never won a monthly finals. For ECA, they were pretty much consistent, in their region, pretty much every single month, if my memory is not mistaken. But they have struggled ever since.
Yeah. So this is an awesome way to sort of bounce back. SK Gaming also, I mean, bouncing back, finding themselves in the finals. Obviously not the finals performance that they would like to put up, but they took down their opposition in Zeta Division, which is the number one, the team to look after. And they beat up their opponent in semifinals as well. And so SK Gaming, like I said, I mean, this is not their finals performance that they would have liked to have. But certainly, you leave here feeling some type of way in the positive. Absolutely. So Navi, do what they needed to, Teddy. What's the biggest difference maker here for Navi in your eyes?
I think they learned how to draft. which sounds
which
like
is interesting.
This. But for a long time, dude, I swear to God, it felt like they did not know what they were meant to be doing in the draft. They've been improving steadily, but this time around, I thought they had the best draft throughout today, which to me is crazy to say that about Navi, that typically would have the worst drafts.
Certainly something to experiment with, but experimentation leads to some good things, and here Navi find themselves very, very comfortable as your number 3 team, trailing by less than 30 points to Reply Totem's number 2. Zeta Division clearly still number 1, but don't forget, folks, Zeta Division and Reply Totem both knocked out in the quarterfinals this time around, Arc. Not only do we see Navi, we see Foot up there at 134 points, and SK Gaming certainly have a couple more points still off of the top 8, but I'm going to figure out just how many points they have.
It's been a big shift up, hasn't it? And kind of what we hoped for on some level coming into this month. We wanted to see this region be blown wide open, because when you get to that kind of halfway mark of the year, you really want to see just like the tables get turned, and especially as a lot of teams as well maybe disbanded along the way, or some roster movements as well, having shifted then not just the action that we see, but also the points that are on the leaderboards and the teams that are competing. It's very refreshing, isn't it? But just when you thought that you knew all of that Zeta Division were going to have just a clear run, Navi come along and SK come along, and all these other greats we've been waiting to see really evolve into full form. It's just fantastic. EMEA really is the gift that keeps on giving.
Worth noting, SK Gaming with 102 points in total. So shout out to them trying to join the rest of the pack. This is the way the rest of the world looks. At the moment, if we were to cut it short and go directly to Worlds, we would have Crazy Raccoon, that's Chatampo and the boys up from East Asia. EMEA would be repped by our top 3. Over in NA West, it's Dogwalkers. In NA East, it's Tribe Gaming. And then South America East has Zest on top of the crop. Still got to figure out what mainland China is doing and how well they're handling things. But at the moment, things are spicy in the EMEA region for sure. That third spot being put up for Navi is, well, very interesting. That said, we also have our Lance Chance qualifiers, and these are the squads that we might get a chance to see over there. Arc. When it comes down to the LCQ race, a lot of interesting teams here that are just on the cusp of being household names. Who do you think has the best chance outside of North America to make their mark on the BSC?
Just start with the small questions, F-Dodge, you know what I mean? I've got to say, North America for me has always been a region that I've thoroughly enjoyed watching, and this year has been just nothing short of a spectacle. I think Mertis have really been doing so much in that region for me. I think Dogwalkers as well, really shining through. Obviously, SCMN and Tribe have dominated for so long, and now we're seeing a lot of these underdogs really showing us all their worth. But South America as well, I think they've got to keep a bit of an eye on them. Raconic Esports obviously with a big pickup this month, and don't take your eyes off EMEA. Dogs to Lobster, this could well be the year that we do see them, really just strive for greatness. Every region brings something to the table, and not to discount any, but you did ask the question. I've got to go with my fave, so you put me on the spot.
Gotcha. I respect it, man. Well, you know what? I made you do the tough stuff. Now, time for you to do the fun stuff. Play of the day coming at you. Arc, talk us through the top play of today.
I mean, there's been genuinely so many, and but this was one of my personal faves. I've got to say, I've never seen this happen at all before in Knockout. But if you keep an eye on Philip on the left-hand side here, gets so much value from this early outset burn onto Blacksea, and it's a super that follows up as well, juggling his tasks between Javi there and Boss, and then the burn down there, and pop, and then Boss just hesitates to pop, but nonetheless, he pops too. A triple takedown in Knockout with Amber with the burn. Wonderful stuff, and just really impressive to see.
Beautiful. I mean, that's the type of precision that we want to see when it comes out of some of these oddball select, when we see these brawlers being chosen. Got to pick my words carefully there for sure. As everything getting shifted, but a number of good plays throughout the day, without a doubt. And a number of good players as well. We've got Navi sitting by for a good chance at a chat.
Kill from the grave there as well. MMA, it's good to see you. How are you doing, my friend? It's been a while. Your smile has been very prominent today, and for good reason. It's a very historic moment for you guys. I'm going to ask the most boring of questions. How does it feel?
Yeah, feeling so great. I can say something like sorry for my bad English, but I can say some weird words. But anyway, our team right now so happy, so I can answer on your all questions.
Dude, you've got great English. Don't worry about it, my friend. I've heard your interviews before. They were on point. I want to talk a little bit about previous months. Let's go back to last month. You didn't qualify. Tell us why and how that all happened. You know, what was the story there?
Okay, about our past monthly final, monthly qualifier, it was hard month for us because we didn't qualify. You know, sometimes team can thought about if you can qualify, you bad team maybe need something change, but we talking about this a lot. It was hard conversation about it for us, but anyway, we believed in our team, so we practice a lot, we worked a lot. You know, even for boot camp, especially for me, I need to fly so much time to get to the place and play with my team. So this month was for us very hard too, but we do this, we did this.
That segues actually very nicely into my next question as well, because for me, this month, there was a very noticeable presence. The way that you guys handled yourselves, your drafts, and the way that you played was exceptional. Talk us through, what did you guys focus on this month? How did you go from last month not qualifying to now being on top of the region?
Yeah, maybe we just start focus on our mistakes and be honest to myself, to every teammates, and like this we become maybe a very good team, and it really and we showed we our really power what we can show, and this day it showed it, so everything was useful for us, like we think about what we did mistake, where how need to fix it. It was a very big work. I don't mean like practice with scream and other, it's all about our mentality, so it's together works great right now as we can see.
It really shows. I want to bring things around to last year, actually, because some people at home may not remember. But going back to September of last year, you faced off against SK Gaming again in the grand finals and came short 3-1. And again later in October, the grand finals with Tribe Gaming EU, and you lost 3-2. How does it feel to have come short, in those grand finals compared to now? What makes a team great in that sense, to be able to come back and face those big losses, but then come through and prevail to get the win? What does that take to come back and keep going at it?
It's a very interesting question, but what I can say about this, it's something like in this year when every monthly final so important, when you become as already in the final, it's very good profit for you, because it's very important as I can say early, but you feel so good and already just ready to play this last game. You don't worry like it was is our first round, our first set. It was hard for us a bit start and come to play better. But in this final we were all ready to play and beat this game and take our first champion monthly. It's very important for us because yeah, it's a EMEA, it's a very strong region, so it's very cool.
We could see it. Your mindset, the focus was absolutely on the money. And a massive congratulations to you and your team. Do you want to give any shout outs to your fans and following? We know the Navi Nation and how much support they give. So anything you'd like to say, and then you can tell us how you intend to celebrate.
Yeah. What can I say? Thank you very much for everyone who supports us. It's hard for us. It was hard for us after our previous monthly finale. So thank you very much, guys, and thank you for so cool cast to all casters. Thank you for Brawl Stars CS Sports and also for our organization Navi, who supports us after even a very, very bad results. And of course, thank you for our family, like for everyone, me, Cube, Angel Boy, every have very cool support by our family. Yeah, from our family. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you very, very much, guys. And perfectly said. No, let's go and then celebrate. Enjoy your day. Congratulations once again and good luck next month. We'll see you guys very, very soon.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Great to see F-Dot and Teddy. I mean, I know MMA mentioned about his English. I think he mentioned some things that were very, very crucial there for me and really encapsulated a lot of what the BSC is about. Coming back against the odds and just being able to improve your scoreline, F-Dot, it makes a world of difference when you see a team that just keep coming back until they make it in this region.
What I loved there was how he really stressed, like, listen, man, it's a mentality. Everybody always says it's a mentality switch, but he told us how. We went to work. Like, it's work, going to practice, and this, that, and the third, but now we look at it analytically, kind of talked us through that. Very cool to kind of see how it's different as we approach. And the longer Brawl goes on, Teddy, we're going to see more and more of this. More teams kind of take a step back, realize that they need to reassess how they approach the BSC, and then come back to work and then find success. This is a much different league than it was even just last year, and especially the year before. This is a professionals league. Navi played like professionals today. I'm very excited.
Yeah, I mean, not only did they work really hard to get here, here's the thing, every team works incredibly hard, right? Even just to make it to the monthly finals. But for Navi this time around, it absolutely paid off. They went from 9th place in the leaderboards to 3rd. Now, that's a massive jump. That's, straight up qualifying if they keep it up like that. And 9th place, you're not even sure to potentially make it to LCQ. So it's a very different perspective. And honestly, I mean, I'm so happy for their success. Working hard pays off. And that's the sort of stories that we always love in the BSC.
Last bit to end on, I think, is really fun. How Navi certainly came through and worked and improved, but they're still the same Navi squad. They trusted in their approach, and they just refined it a bit, and they find themselves on top of EMEA. You guys are on top of the world. Thank you so much for joining us. That's it for us here at the monthly finals. We'll catch you on the other side.
Angel Boy should be able to survive, but no, he doesn't. He goes down. Is there enough time here? They're in the zone, a couple percentages behind. I think they may have miscalculated because right now Cube is gonna lock it in for Navi.
SK are staring at that clock. 1 star separates our teams. And Jetton, 400 HP. Here comes Meow. Now Jetton healing up, hiding behind. Yoshi gets the kill. That's it. It's done. Zeta Division #1 in the region. Out. Angel Boy missing these shots. Won't miss that one. I don't care how many it took. That's the one that landed. Navi 1 away from finals. The pull is good. And Navi are great.
It's neck and neck. Bagie on the zone. It's feeding in more objective power to SK. Only 10% left. They've got to shake him. They've got to shake him now. And they've got to start to come together here or it's going to be all over. And SK Gaming make it to the grand finals.
Navi, all they need to do is defend, but if SK over-aggress, they can just jump in with the Bonnie and they'll do that. Right now, get the final bits of damage. Overkill, maybe, but it doesn't matter to Navi because they are your EMEA champions.